Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Tell Us More live experience. Still your host, Mo Jack Loco. It's going to be a fun show. We've got a super dope guest joining us in a bit to talk about his new venture. But before we get into that, let's talk about our first story. On Sunday, the president made an announcement saying that we'd be going into level 3, and there's been a ton of excitement. Why? Because alcohol is going to be sold on level 3. I'm not sure about this announcement. Not sure about this at all, because basically, with this schools closing and schools opening rather, and a bunch of other stuff, the government is saying this is in your hands, which I'm not comfortable with, because even when our only task as South Africans was to pick the defenders, midfielders, and strikers in the Carling Black Label Cup, we were still making horrible mistakes. So this is stressing me out, guys. People who drink, when you drink, you make horrible mistakes. I mean, I know I've got photos on the internet that I can't delete from thunder.com or Facebook. And to this day, they still haunt me. And those are the small indiscretions that we've made. From you guys, we want to know, what are you excited to get back to drinking? What are you going to be sipping on when all of this is over? Because my stock is running really dry now. I'm making up cocktails that don't make sense. A little bit of whiskey, soda water, oros, whatever I can basically find around the house. It's going to be interesting. A lot of people are apprehensive about sending their kids back to school. I'm not sure about this either, right? Because your kids also run around, do weird things. They're on jungle gyms, sharing materials, borrowing crayons, erasers, staplers, sharpeners, all kinds of stuff. It feels like they're going to be the supreme spreaders in and around these neighborhoods. But I'm sure a lot of you are also fed up with having your children at home, having to homeschool them with geometry you could barely do yourself. So, the jury is still out about what we're going to do when it comes to level 3. But of course, you'll also be able to exercise, not just within the confines of the time of 3 to 9 a.m. You can do it whenever you feel like. I'll be honest with you, I've done no exercise over these last 6 weeks. I've been playing FIFA, a little bit of Call of Duty, and that's about it. There's no other reason for me to get fit. What is the reason? Who am I fighting? What exactly will I be competing in? But that's not the only thing that was quite alarming. Yesterday, there was a pronouncement that church services would be allowed to go on. Now, churches are hotspots. Think about it, guys. When last did they sanitize that Bible? When the pastor says 10 to him 43, how often do you think that Bible gets sprayed down? What about all of those benches? I think it's going to be tough to have social distancing. And even worse, if you're like a Catholic having communion, right? Because you're supposed to share the wine from one cup. Are we all going to be required to bring our own straw? What about eating the body of Jesus? Do we all bring our own loaf to the church service? Exactly how are we going to operate in this time? And I'm going to be honest with you. I think that if you do go to church services, it might bring you closer to Jesus when you all get corona in your church. I would encourage you all and implore you all to talk those that are loved ones out of going to church when they lift these restrictions in level 3. But of course, with many things that are religious, there's some people trying to do some good, some people that are trying to take opportunities. So we found a new church that is popping up recently, and we want to speak to its founder to let us know exactly what it's all about. And that's why we're going to bring on our first guest, or our only guest, rather, for today, the leader of Skhumba Ministries, the wonderful Skhumba Big Banger Shope. Welcome. Pastor Gunjan.
I'm taking this thing of pastor very serious. I even got classes for it. You can't be a pastor without classes.
Is that a requirement?
No one is going to take you serious. You need a beard. You need glasses. You need a wife with hips. you need things that are convincing when you are a pastor.
What kind of donations are you going to be taking at your church?
First of all, you spelled my name wrong. My name is not Skhumba. I don't know who Skhumba is.
Ah,
That's there. Now
there
my
it
name is
is.
right. Yeah. How people are not gonna take me serious as a pastor. They can be wrong. Skhuma, skhumula ini, sekhumula.
They'll just believe, dog.
So if we can have 50 people at the church and those 50 people are willing to to donate 200 rand per person,
Mm.
it's right. We are fine.
Nimnandi.
We are back in business.
What inspired you to start this ministry?
I saw a lot of pastors that don't deserve to be pastors. They don't have the right body to be a pastor. I mean, look at Umporo. Do you think Umporo? Do you think Umporo is going to heaven?
What do you mean?
You
What's that supposed to mean?
you, you need umkhabanyana, boy. Umkhabanyana. You need to be respected. People must call you Baba, and we see who to Baba. You can't be a pastor and you look like you last born. A petty kwashiok. You sound the same for Sakdala, but you kwashiok.
Awuthezulwini awungeni une-six pack.
Never, never. Titty jakes, titty jakes. You're born titty jakes. Yes,
Sure.
let's do this. That. You're good law. Yes,
We wanted to know, are your sermons going to have lineups? How are they going to work exactly?
They're gonna be awesome, man. We're gonna have obviously the new pastors, that will come in and do a sermon for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and then we're gonna invite big pastors that have been doing this thing for a long time. And as a pastor, you need to be tall. We're gonna invite Pastor Gola to come through. Very, very good pastor. He's been overseas. Yeah, he's gonna do about an hour. So we'll try and have about 5 services. 5 services a day. It's 50 people, Joe. At least we need to touch as many people as possible, Bob.
No, we are very much excited. I mean, Skhumba, what do you have to say to the people that say this church sounds very much like a comedy show?
It does. The setup is the same. The setup is the same. They have a piano and a band. We have a DJ. They have a microphone. We have a microphone. They need a crowd. We need a crowd. They need to stand there and lie and be creative. We need to stand there and do the same. And at the same time, at the end, people need to leave some money behind. Come on, Joe. Comedy and church is the same thing, cuz.
So there'll be a donation box at the end of each sermon.
Me and you have been to Kitcheners, eh? We know what happens at the door.
Oh, Kitcheners, there's no money there. That's more church-like than any other comedy show. That's really us doing it for the love.
Exactly, my guy. So we're gonna do something like that. Kitcheners is the best place to host this thing too, because you can take about 50 people. Can't do this thing. You need a smaller than a space. But yeah, that's the plan, Joe.
You know what I just thought of now, Joe? If everyone's wearing a mask, how do you know who's heckling you?
You must check the mask. If the mask is wet, Nyana here, those are the ones talking too much. The mask is wet. Go for them, Baba.
How's your lockdown experience been so far? I know you've still been doing the radio things. How's it been on your side?
I've been taking it easy, man. I this period is more like a downtown period for me. I've been on tour for a very long time. I've been on the road for plus minus 5 years when I'm on check, and getting to be home for more than 60 days.
Yeah,
I don't take it very light. I take it as time to reflect, to cut down some things, and to check where I am basically when it comes to my comedy, and spend more time with my kids, man. I really find it great so far.
What do you mean?
It's good. I don't have to do comedy. I'm chilling. I'm just chilling. I've got my radio show on KFM every Friday. I leave my house, go to KFM, come back, I chill. That's all I'm doing. I have not been. This is my first live stream or live anything, G. When it comes to social media, I have not
Awa-
done anything.
Awangena ama-IG live.
I didn't do anything, Joe. None. I'm watching people. I watch. I do watch. I'm like,
Mm.
no, I'm not doing this one. No.
I did
But
an
but I,
IG. Yeah, yeah.
I've just been home and just taking it easy. Yeah, doing a whole lot of writing. Because when this thing is all over, I'm back here and I'm gone.
Back with a vengeance.
Doc, I'm like I understand. I've got so many things to talk about, and they have nothing to do with Corona. That's
That sounds exciting.
yeah. I've got so much to talk about, and they have nothing to do with what is happening right now in the world. No.
I mean, you know what I found interesting? A lot of people have been spending time with their kids. Have you been homeschooling your kids? What's your maths and all those things like at the moment and science?
I've got 3 kids. One,
Mm,
my daughter goes to high school, Elokshin, Tembisa High
sure.
School. They're not
Okay.
sending them anything, Joe. Like, there's no. I'm gonna give away my material, yes, but they're not sending them anything. So my daughter is. I'm just going through. Yeah, we're going through the textbooks because they give them textbooks, but they are
Sure.
not sending anything. We haven't spoken to the teacher for 61 days. Like,
I was showing
and then
next.
Lalela, boy, fuck all, no WhatsApp thing, nothing, Joe, just quiet. West, they didn't go to school on the 25th to get sanitized. No, nothing, Joe. It's just quiet. And
That's
then,
fire.
then my son goes to a private school, yeah, like not a private school, but a white
Sure.
school, yeah, a white school.
Mm.
They're sending messages via WhatsApp, so we must print things, and yeah, that one is busy. Yeah, that one is getting schoolwork. And then my last born is 2 years. I'm paying crash for fuck all, nothing, Joe. Every month I'm paying crash for fuck all. This nigga is here every day screaming, baba, baba, nothing. Joe.
Are
Two
they still
months,
expecting parents to pay school fees?
yeah, dog. I'm paying school fees 2 months now, paying school fees for
Oh,
nothing. This guy is
Ranjan.
here, Joe. He's here. You wake up every morning, he's here. They're here. And these kids eat more Jack one. Yes, that's more scout.
Have you been cooking? A lot of people now have been trying to step up their cooking game. Are you one of those people who's making banana bread and whatnot and stews?
When the corona, when this thing lockdown started, in Shawi peer pressure, I started
Mm.
cooking yana, and then I baked for my kids. No one ate my cakes, so I was like, oh, right, let me save my money. Nizatla eat the corn.
Bupeka in.
I did I don't know if it was a queen's cake or a scones. Matter whatever that I did.
Awazi.
Doc, listen, may do comedy. There was a
That's,
flour.
I mean, yeah.
Doc, there was flour, there were eggs. And I was like, let me mix some of these things. I found a bit of incomas. I saw your brothers. I'm like, your brothers adding commas to everything. I added incomas there.
Guma Queen's cake.
Shit was different, dog.
Yeah, those ones they didn't rise. I'm sure that recipe is not going to be used ever again, Joe.
Yeah, no. So no one ate my cake. So no more cooking for them kids. So yeah, the mother is doing the cooking. I mean, I just check if I'm pulling or anything. That's all I'm doing.
Make sure that you are safe. I mean, I wanted to talk to you about Kai FM because you've been there for a while, but a lot of people may not
Seven,
know this.
six
How
and a
long?
half years.
Six and a
Six
half
and a
years. A
half.
lot of people
Yeah.
may not know this, but you were doing radio long before that. Tell us about kind of your journey in radio.
I've been on radio for 15 years now. Started my radio career a voice of Tembisa FM as not even a contributor, a guy that will come on Friday and do comedy for about 2 minutes and leave.
Sure.
I did that for about 3 months, and then one day the guy that does the sport, Upegizondo,
Mm.
Didn't come to work. So I was just chill. So I'll do my comedy on Fridays, but I'll come during the weekend, just chill, G, and
Sure.
watch how they do things. So this guy on the spot didn't come to work. DJ Fingers was like, "Sure, I don't have a sports guy. I'm like, I can do sport, man. I know sport. The only sport that I don't know, he golf. I don't understand golf. I don't even want to know what golf does. Yabo. I don't understand the concept. Oh, shape ball, your phone, I don't understand. I'm full
I
no
wasn't good.
understand. I, I I know Tiger Woods and any else. Pen. I don't know these other guys too. So I did spot for him, and then obviously you know that Bantown raid. It was sounded
Sure.
great. Started joining him on Fridays for the whole show, and then one thing leads to another. I am co-hosting with him. The next
Mm.
thing, there was a lady that was doing Saturday breakfast. Didn't come to work, and
Are
then
you
they
not
asked me
by a
to
law where Labo Spana corner? Every
voice
day,
of
call
James
him.
F.
Yeah.
No one was getting paid to. Why would you come to work? And guess what? The lady that is spinning, she's doing drive time for
Sure.
Ichozi FM today. Kamala
Okay.
Kurefil. Yeah. So I did that. Hey, but the next thing, Greg Maloka saw me. We're doing Comics Choice Awards. I was doing an opening set.
Mm.
Greg Maloka, the MD, KFM saw me. And then like, come through, man. Let's do Kaya FM cruise. Did the Kaya cruise.
For
After
sure.
the Kaya cruise, asked me if I can come to Kaya with Bob on Fridays. I'm like, yeah. And then I was there the first day. You know when I walked to KFM, this is the first
Sure.
thing pop up, and I was like, this fat guy. Do you think this guy is funny? You don't know me, Joe. I made fun of Bob for 9 minutes, 9 whole minutes. He fell while I was still doing. And
Joe, there are videos where it's like we can't hear you over Bob's laughing.
yeah, so because the KFM thing was, if people like me, they're gonna keep
Mm.
me. Yeah, but if people don't like me, there's no reason for them to keep me. I was
Sure.
there for 3 weeks and I was offered a contract.
Mm.
And I was there every Friday. Bob Mapena left to go to Power, and I was offered the whole Friday breakfast show.
The whole damn thing,
The
man.
whole
And how's
damn
it been?
thing.
6.5
3
years. How's
years.
that experience been?
So I've worked with Bob for 3.5, and
Mm-hmm.
now I've done my own show, Good Friday, Nondomiso, for 3 years,
For
full
3
3
years.
years now. Yeah.
Mm.
So it's been a great ride, man. It's been a great ride.
That's fire. I mean, earlier you were talking about, I'm gonna go back, but you're talking about cruises. For people who've never been on a cruise, because I didn't think I'd have fun on a cruise, but those are one of the wildest places to be on for a weekend.
Here's the cruise John when I'm on check. I'll explain it like a cruise is. I'll explain it like how Loisoko explained it to me. It's like going on a
Sure.
mall and everyone is drunk.
Everyone's just lit.
Like everyone is happy, everyone is drunk, but you are at the mall. My man, if you have never been in a cruise, you are missing out on major shit in your life. You need to be at a cruise for one weekend where your phone is not working, where you are in the middle of nowhere. Uh, Once in a while, you'll think of Titanic. Once in a while,
That rocking
but
back from Durban, that is intense. Or
yeah,
from like the Portuguese islands.
yes, my man. I've done 4 cruises now. I've done 2 in the KFM and I've done 2 old
Sure.
ships. It's never the same, dog. It's never the same. I've done
We
one with
did
them
it.
Pops. I've done one with Pops, and I'm not doing anything with Pops ever again. I'm
I
gonna leave
mean
it there.
that there's a lot of things that you can't repeat with Pops. I mean, we shouldn't get into it here. We let him defend himself when he's on the show. Because I think you and I both have some crazy stories that we don't want to
My man,
release.
there's a list of things you must never do with them Pops. A list.
What are you excited for after all of this is over? What's the thing you're most excited to do?
After
this lockdown, when we get to level one, hopefully, what's the thing you're most looking forward to?
being being back on stage, man. Back on
Mm,
stage, traveling. You know, when you're in that bus or in that car, going to a province
mm,
where basically maybe four people in the whole province. Mara,
sure.
you are going to a venue that has 1,000 people waiting for you, Joe, and you're gonna be on that stage talking shit to strangers for over 2 hours. My man, nothing beats that feeling. And then the following day, you wake up, you drive back. It's
10x
you're like,
in, check out.
yeah, so you're like, this is what we do for a living, man. We go to all these places, my man. You drive to places where you never thought your comedy would reach, but people know us and people love us. People buy tickets to see us. Let's just go there and make them laugh, Joe.
I think that like that's the thing I forgot, like how much we interact with people like at shows, during the show and afterwards, of course. I remember I was with you in Nelspruit once. Do you remember when I almost died of food poisoning?
Yeah, no, you didn't die. You ate something wrong. How do you expect to live when you roll with Robbie Collins and Lazo Lacola?
Joe, I had to go to a public hospital in Nelspruit. I could not believe it.
I remember that day. I think we were with David Cow. Yes, we were with David
Y-
Cow.
That was fun, man. But that guest house made no sense. It had like 6 shower heads and no towel racks. Then I'm like, our
Now
guys, just finished.
that was nice, but you know what was the greatest moment of being around you was when we did a great show in Market Theatre. After
Sure.
doing that great show, we thought we were hot, yeah. So we're
Yeah.
gonna go to Durban. We're gonna take this shit to Durban,
Oh, oh no.
and then and then in the morning, Lazola and Robbie were missing, and we drove to
Oh,
Durban Playhouse, and four people came to our show,
I must
and
tell the story because we had been doing a thing called inner city comedy, and you're right. We had a great sold out show in Joburg. Then we
we had
decided
two
to
sold
go.
out shows, two.
Oh man, it was magic. Then we put together what I think is still one of the most fire lineups that I can remember. It's myself, you, Calvin Goldstone, Robbie Collins, Lazola Kola, and we get excited. We take this massive road trip, and we get there. And the reason there was no one at the show, Skhumba, is because just that day there was a free concert at Moses Mabida. There was a Sharks game, and there was a soccer match happening at Kings Park, all on the same day.
No, that is not the reason. No,
What
the
is the
reason was
reason?
we thought we are hot, chin. People are gonna leave their things and come and watch us. We saw our mothers too.
You, you know what I enjoyed? I was still like, let's give them a show. And eventually, you guys had to pull me off stage because I was doing like full links and to six people.
Dude, you're hosting the show, and next thing we are there for 44 minutes. We're like, Kevin Golson was like, Kevin was going first. Was like, are we here for more check or are we here for the show? I'm like, dude, you're there for 40 minutes before you brought in Kevin. I'm like, this guy is crazy, Joe. But we had fun, Joe. We respected the art, and all of us did what we had to do.
I mean, talking about like going back, I saw a photo you recently at Caprivi. If I'm not mistaken, is this where you started?
Yeah, started my comedy Caprivi, and then from Caprivi, did Caprivi for about 2 years back to back, until Chris Mapani said to me, "Yeah, you think you're funny, eh? Because you're performing a Caprivi pet. Go perform to a place where no one knows you." I'm like, this guy is jealous, eh? But it was the truth. And then went to Pambata. That's where I met the likes of Yushin Koza, Kilmani Mlauzi,
Mm,
and from Pambata in Centurion Club Kick, which taught me a lot of things, Joe, about comedy. Pambata
mm.
would perform. You would perform for three people. One,
Ibamata
two,
was in
three.
Victoria, no?
Yeah, it was in Centurion.
Centurion, yeah.
You would perform for three people, but Joe, the amount of material that you'd come up with in that club gig took us to places, man. Started from there. Eugene will recommend us to Monabisa Grotbom. We do 99% Xhosa,
Mm,
99% Zulu, and that's where my name started growing from there.
sure.
Because I would go and kill these things, Joe, like hard, so that people remember the name Muskumba when I come back. And
For sure.
99% for a cool 4 to 5 years every year, doing
Mm,
about
mm.
5 to 6 shows. That's when like my name was strong enough for me to say, let me branch out and go back alone in those cities. And that's what I've been doing for the past, yeah, 6, 7 years.
I mean, there's a lot to take from that. A lot of it is kind of honing your craft, being persistent, and making sure that you're consistently killing. Because I think in any profession, some people you never know what they're going to give you. How much do you think consistency plays a role in success? Like we know exactly what Skhumba's going to give us. We know exactly what this person's going to give us.
Yeah. And the level of respect you'd get from your peers while doing that. I mean, created so many friendships in those times, the likes of
Mm,
Fison and like today, I know for a fact Switzerland is a phone call away. I can call Switzerland today and say, "Yo, dog, we're doing this." Switzerland like, if I'm available, let's go. Joe. So you meet up with Simpiwe Shembe, Celestine Tuli,
mm,
Felix Klop. We started making friendships with all these people. Now we're not even friends anymore. We are brothers and sisters.
sure. We're comrades now. There's a camaraderie that exists between us. What I found interesting recently, did you see the Kevin Hart interview with Joe Rogan?
Yeah, so I watched 2 hours long, though.
What did you think of that? I know you're a big fan of Kevin's hustle and what he does. What do you think? What did you think of the insights that were on there, and kind of what Kevin Hart represents to stand up comedy?
You know, I'm gonna start with what people see as negative when it comes to the likes of our Kevin. You know, when you're at the
Sure.
top, Joe, everyone feels like they can take a shot at you easily,
Mm,
because
mm,
you are the go-to guy. You are like the face of comedy, which is sad, and it's disrespectful to everyone else that does comedy with Kev.
sure.
I mean, Kevin Hart is not the only guy that is doing comedy in America. There's there's Martin Lawrence who just did Bad Boys 3 and still was back on tour.
Sure.
Martin is a goat, Joe. There's there's so many people, but when people want to take a shot, they will take a shot at Kevin, and
The top
they'll
guy. It's
start.
always the top guy.
And West they will start comparing the specials and say, no, this one was better than this one. It's not a matter of which one was better than which one. It's a matter of what is this guy doing, and what is this guy like putting out there for the world to see.
Mm,
And what are we learning from this guy? This guy is doing great things, but
sure.
on the positive side of it, I mean, Kevin is not going to stop anytime soon, Joe. And you see people like Kevin, people like Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah did Medicine Square Garden, Joe. Mochek, me and you are doing. This guy did Medicine Square Garden. Yeah, you understand?
Massive.
You understand, man? This guy.
Sure.
So
The scale is
what
so
the like
different.
the likes of our Kevin, the likes of our Trev, they're out there in the world doing great things. And when Kevin
Mm,
says he's going to South Africa, and the world must take their eyes and look at South Africa, they must find South Africa ready to. They must not. I don't want the world to look at South Africa and then they find us doing bad things. No, they
sure.
must. The world must. We must if because we're doing comedy when I'm check and we wanna
Mm,
compare ourselves with what is happening in America, but you're comparing ourselves with art,
mm.
not money, with art. So let our art
The
be,
quality is the thing.
yes. Let the quality be dope. Let the art be respected and be dope. That's what I take from that guy. And when you listen to his interviews, he's always positive. He's always doing something. He's always doing something. So how about we do something now we have a show now. We're streaming live with the library, but that is not a library. We know we don't have a library. That's a green screen.
Hey, focus on the positives.
Yeah, but we look at the positives like Mochek has a library. Nigga, you don't even have 4 books.
Hayi cha, I've got gang stuff here. Nesithombe noLucas angazi basibeke kuphi.
You understand what
Ah,
I'm saying?
must
There's a
focus
library
on the
behind
positive
you.
thing.
Like in a Bradako, in opinion page. But it's not a problem. We work with it.
Young Kawat, I'm gonna have to block this out in your kettins, munch. Do the rest of this interview like this. I was it's interesting you talk about this kind of international standard. Steve Harvey was here recently, and he brought you
Yeah.
up when we were taping Family Feud. He was like, "Yo, there's a guy named Skhumba. Do y'all know Skhumba?" And he was just ranting and raving about you. What was it like, kind of that experience of working with him? And I know he had been talking about maybe coming to Africa and South Africa in particular.
Yeah, we taped the Family Feud. I was representing KFM, and
Mm,
when did you intros? David O'Sullivan introduced me as a stand-up comedian in South Africa, not just a stand-up comedian now, a real deal
sure.
stand-up comedian. And he took that serious. And after the show, we had a long chat. Steve can talk, but
Mm.
you're not just talking to anyone here. You're talking to Steve Harvey,
One of the kings of
and
comedy.
come on, dog. You understand what I'm saying? So to be in that environment, I learned a lot, fun. Learned a lot, and that listened a lot, and get
Mm,
more inspiration in what I'm doing. And sometimes, we take decisions as human beings, and you feel like the decision that you took is maybe. I mean, umuntu angeke ayibone as Leoty is looking out for himself. Someone will see
mm,
it as let's say as jealous, say as and all those things. I'm told.
sure.
And Steve Harvey tells you, don't ever be almost beg and say, I don't deserve this. Nigga, you deserve everything that's coming your way. Everything.
Mm,
Don't feel like this was supposed to go to Pops. No,
mm,
more check should have. No. If it's for you, do it, Joe. Do it, Joe. Right now we are on lockdown.
for sure.
Right now we are on lockdown. We know how many of our colleagues right now. We know what they're going through right now, Joe.
Mm,
You understand? And you look at this like maybe it was a great thing that I took one or two jobs that maybe had an impact on my comedy, whether good or bad. But bottom line, I got paid, yeah, bro.
you cut the check somewhere.
Nigga, you wanna have you wanna have one check, you wanna have a stand-up comedy check. Okay. There's no stand-up comedy right now.
Oh man, I mean that's an interesting idea of kind of like diversifying your income. What do you think about artists or people in general having multiple jobs or doing multiple things, just as a way of moving in the world?
It's nothing wrong. People will
Mm,
always say that jobs are going to the same people. But what have you done, man?
mm,
What have you done to go there and knock? And if you get one, as Nangan said, Mochek, let me tell you
sure.
let me
Okay.
tell you about me.
Mm,
I got a small opportunity. Ngaga, boy.
mm,
Voice of Tembisa FM gave me 2 minutes. I ended up hosting my own show on the weekends.
mm,
KFM gave me Fridays. Three links. Three links. The first link at the top, one
mm,
link before the headlines, and one link before we leave. Three links. And in those three links, I made
sure.
sure that I'm back here next Friday. And I'm gonna fight to get four
Mm,
links. Now it's not four links anymore. It's the whole damn show. So if we get an opportunity, what are you doing on the opportunity one? Are you gonna say nah because then Genile, let me relax? More. If you can go to
yeah.
YouTube and press the name Skhumba, and
Mm,
you'll find I don't know how many videos. I don't know how many videos. I don't
sure.
know, Joe. Like you'll find videos, you'll check views there of how many people watch this thing.
Mm,
We're not playing here, Joe. This is not just comment. No, this is work, Joe. You must put in hours in this thing. You must you must make your brain go crazy. Let's
mm.
let's just do things. I mean, if I can calculate the hours that I've donated, I've said donated to KFM. I'll use the word donated. Do you know how much material is there, Joe, in the world
Mm,
of comedy? It's it's specials on specials on specials. But that's
for
what
sure.
maybe yeah. So use your blessings to your advantage, Pat.
I mean, you just brought up specials now. You don't release a lot of DVDs in particular. Is this a conscious decision, or what's kind of your view on specials or DVDs, particularly in the context of the South African market?
DVDs don't sell in South Africa. It,
Mm,
it's expensive to make them, but they don't sell them. And that's the truth. You
sure.
go, you go to show they don't sell. But now, what I've realized in that is that as much as I've got so many DVDs or material that I've shot, and I have
Mm,
in this period, I need to use them. And
sure.
so I'm gonna sell my shit now.
You're cashing in. You're
My
putting
man,
in all the chips now.
you don't understand what I'm gonna announce in the next few weeks. The next few in the next few weeks, I'm announcing shit that will turn the stand-up comedy upside down, never. But it's just me again, doing my
Oh
own
shit.
thing, my own way, bro.
I'm so excited. I can't wait for the news, but it's gonna be
No,
exciting no matter. Yeah.
it's gonna, dude. It's gonna be the most dumbest but craziest, nicest thing ever, God. Like Joe,
Shit.
like I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, since when I got a stand up comedy, we only want to go back when it's level one. And when you go back when it's level one, people that come to our shows don't trust themselves. So we're gonna
Mm,
struggle when it comes to crowd. So
I feel you.
before we reach that point, me I wanna do magic. Like today's day 62. On day 65, 66, I've got an announcement. Man. Never.
Already you're gonna have something lined up. I mean, I'm excited to hear it. Skhumba, we do have one question from someone we're gonna take. To me, Stop Nonsense, who you will know, wants to know what inspires you to become a better citizen.
What inspired me to become a better citizen?
Mm,
I wouldn't say I think Utumi will know me well because I think Utumi Stop Nonsense Festival is one of the most creative bastards we have in this country. We're just not using that point. But in
can I just
effect,
say something? Can I just say something? To me, at your show at the end of last year, we're shitting on everyone because we were also broke. Remember that set?
yeah, Tumi is not scared to tell you guys that you guys are shit, yeah, and he's new in the game. He doesn't care. But what makes me to be a better citizen?
Mm,
Uh, ukungazitsheli and always ucabangela abanye abantu and help where you can. I mean,
mm,
I don't want to brag, but I've helped so many
sure.
people in my life. Like, but if Joe, sometimes when you do things, you don't do things because of born.
Mm,
I don't. Sometimes you do things because you feel like this is what I need to do. Well, I need to help this person to reach level 3 while we are on level 5. And
I
so
feel you.
yeah. So I just I'm that guy. I'm the go-to guy. People that know me, Skhumba is a phone call away. I call this guy. If I can help you, I'm gonna help you. If I can't help you, I'll find a way to help you. Kahle, kahle.
That is true. In fact, you were doing a walk the talk, if I'm not mistaken, where every year you
Ah,
donate
it's what
wheelchairs.
it's called Walk This Way.
Walk
Donating
this way. My
wheelchairs
bad.
to the disabled. I've been doing it for 4 years, more check. Donated
Mm,
over 500 wheelchairs, and it's not just me. It's the comedians like yourself, like I was doing Stop Nonsense, Celeste, Fiso, who will come donate sets. We take all the money we make at, at the venue. We buy wheelchairs. We go deliver them. I buy meals for those homes that I'm delivering these things. And last year I was focusing more on kids. And I do
mm.
this show around this time, and I do that show around this time. So this year I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I know God has a plan. I'm gonna do something. Uzobona, man.
For sure. I think, I mean, we all have to kind of stay positive. That's what I've taken from you. That's your approach, is always to encourage positivity, to dedicate yourself to the craft. Do you have any last bit of advice to anybody out there who might be struggling during this lockdown period, who maybe needs a helping hand or some words of advice to get through these difficult times?
Uh, I wouldn't. I didn't. Just don't let whatever is happening in the world or in South Africa right now. Don't let it pull you down. Don't let it make you give up on what you wanna do. Always try find a way
Mm,
to to make yourself better. I mean, try and stay away from reading things that will. I do, like like he tweet. I want to tweet Twitter
hey,
any lifestyle.
hey,
Yeah. Again, no, yeah. Try and avoid isn't just journalists. Read more positive stuff. Don't watch the news. Don't watch the news. The news are shit, Joe. Like when you this today, they said a cable yaban be you they see yes but today. But a cable yaban to be UIF ilahlekile. Come on.
Cable.
So they can't pay people. I'm serious. I'm serious. Don't watch the news. The news are depressing. But yeah, stay positive. Pray. Don't just pray, but pray and believe. There's a difference between praying, but praying and believing. So pray and believe in that
Mm.
whatever you're praying for will happen. Then zoba
Mm.
grand life. Zoba sharp man. Zoba grand.
We're gonna get there. Skhumba, thank you so much for joining us. We're looking forward to checking out your new ministries. Check Skhumba out on Showmax. He's got Tripping with Skhumba. You can catch him on Kai
Ah, my
FM.
man.
He's all over the country doing great things. Thank you so much, the brother.
Emochek, thank you very much to you, Mfada. You're one of the greatest and the dopest writers in the country. Don't sleep on your career. Don't sleep on it. Your show sucks, yabo. Mara. When I don't sleep on your career. Like this show, whatever show you're shooting now, sucks balls, Joe. Mara. Because Mara, when I don't sleep on your career, Joe. There's better things in life than this show. If this show doesn't make it to TV, Mojek, don't throw in the towel, Mfana. With the notebooks and the opening and page there at the back must not make you feel like you have not made it in life. You've been in the comedy industry for 22 years. You started alongside Abu David Cow, but it's
Aye,
fine,
that's
Joe.
not that's not true. That's not. You are breaking, Skhumba. You are breaking. You are breaking, dog.
Sharp, sharp, Kalakat.
Sure, man. Hey, Tada.
Hola,
Salute.
bola.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Tell Us More live experience. Please make sure to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Tell a friend. We'll see you guys next time with another special guest. Thank you for the love and support and for the wonderful comments. We'll see you soon. Hopefully they figure out and fix that UIF cable. It's been another episode. Okay, thanks. Bye.